prepare for launch in 3, 2, 1.
Loco Koko Squad, it's your girl Loco Blue, and I'm back with another video. Now, I'm going to introduce a new segment on my channel. It's going to be called Roses and the Real. As you know, it's getting harder and harder to react to music without YouTube demonetizing you, and though I love doing reactions, I definitely want to become a successful YouTuber as well. With that being said, I'm about to react to Chris Sails admitting my wrongs. He says in this video that he's going to address everything that he's done. We hope it's not a troll. But in this new segment, Roses and the Real, we're going to give you both sides of the coin. We're going to give you what's good about it and what's bad about it. Now, we won't be hearing the audio from the music because I'm not getting copyrighted. I'm just not. Some bigger YouTubers can do it and sacrifice that. I can't. As you can see, electric coverage in the back. I just need to know who's going to be president. So that's what's going to be in the background. But I do assure you that I did listen to the song. I didn't go to Chris Sails' page to listen to it just for my own personal reasons. That doesn't mean I hate the man, but I can't see me funneling dollars to a man whose character doesn't align with my belief system. And that's not hate, that's a matter of principle. And so that's what I'm gonna do. But you know what we need you to do before we get started doing anything? We need you to smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, share these videos if you care. If you haven't already, make your way to the online store, rocket-blue-apparel.myshopify.com. Get your merch. We also got the Knowledge with the College series from Shamika and Tamika TV. So if you want to get your Shamika and Tamika merch, definitely go onto the online store, hit it up there. We'll put a little promo somewhere in the video.
Never been the type to follow hype low key. I ain't got a cap, niggas know about me. Hand to the back with my wife in the front, rolling up a fat blunt of the good OG. Yeah, y'all better leave me alone. Yeah, I'm in a league of my own. And you better go get them quick, fast, in a hurry, cause your niggas ain't beat me alone. Different mindset, same old bitch. Walk-in closet, same old drip. Different deposit, same old script. Upgraded bathroom, same old shit. It's the same old shit.
So you can see what that's looking like. Definitely support S&T. Like I said, her views align with mine on a lot of things. So I'm definitely happy to be collabing with her on this merch. And we got some good things coming for her channel. She's on her way to 50K. So definitely, if you haven't, and you're on my channel and you haven't been to hers, definitely go there. But yeah, let's get into it. So first, we're going to start with the Roses. The song is it's a dope song. Now, if you're a millennial, Gen Z, you like the song is lit. I get it. I actually am Generation X, so I still listen to lyrics and melodies and stuff like that. I will say that the melody was great. The one sour spot for me was the screaming over the auto-tunes. Because one, in certain places in the song, it made it very hard to hear what he was saying. And two, it just wasn't needed. You know what I'm saying? From the time he started rapping, you could hear that he was being more vulnerable. And I would have just left it, I wish he would have left it as his vocal so that we can connect with him more. And so for that, I will, like I said, that's just a small thing. Outside of that, the song is a total. It's something that if it were on, I wouldn't hate it. Would it make it to my playlist? Not exactly, but I'm not hating the song. Like, I could hear it and not be mad. Now, another rose, Chris finally admitted that he did abuse Queen. And that's what anybody was ever asking for, was just admit what you did. So he did do that. He also admitted some other things that I don't think people knew. So even opening up that can of worms, knowing how social media is, I will commend him for doing that. Another good thing about the song, the video production, the visual was actually really good. It didn't look like it was made off of a cell phone. It looks like he actually paid a videographer to take the video seriously. And the visuals were definitely a lot better than the visuals I have seen from him before, which was definitely another plus. So yeah, the song was 2 minutes and 27 seconds, I believe. 2 minutes, 27 seconds. So he got in and he got out. For what he did talk about, I guess it was short and to the point. So if that's something that you like, that was definitely a plus. So would I recommend this song for somebody like, yo, you gotta hear Chris Sail's new track? I wouldn't not recommend it. Like if somebody was like, yo, you heard Chris Sail's new track? I'd be like, yeah, it was alright. And so basically, for alright, it just gets one thumb up for me. So now that we've given this song its roses, it's time to get to the real.
This is spicy.
And this has nothing to do with Chris Sail's. And disclaimer, this is going to sound like bashing Chris Sail's video, and I promise you that it isn't. It's just me talking real. So I give you that disclaimer. That's why I gave the roses first, because there was some good things that you could take away from the song. But now we got to get real. So here's the real. And this is to social media. For all the social media reactors that, oh my God, Chris, you finally did it. You admitted that you hit this girl and that's all we ever wanted. Yes, we wanted to know that you did it and we wanted you to take ownership. But we also, if you weren't going to go into detail about what happened, show remorse and apologize that it happened. Basically, what you did was justify why it happened, and your justification doesn't hold up. So, if we go by the lyrics of the song, you said, you want to talk about abuse, let's talk about it. So you're setting us up. You said, you've been hurting, so let's talk about it. And then you proceed to say that you were young and insecure when you gave her those bruises. Now, here's where I stop and I pause it. Because I appreciate that you address Queen. And I understand addressing Queen because she is the bigger name in the situation. Needed to happen. But the reason why you did it don't fly. So I feel like you're trying to manipulate us again. Because you said you were young and insecure when you gave her them bruises. You were in a 5-year relationship that ended in 2017. So we don't know if you were doing that throughout the whole course of the relationship, but we know at least the last couple of years of the relationship, it was bad. And so at least for the last 2 years, it was bad, right? So that's 2017. We're in 2020. That's only a 3-year difference. You got with Parker in late 2017 and mid 2017, and then you broke up mid 2018, and you have abuse allegations with Parker. Were you still young and insecure? Then some time passed, you got with Savvy in 2019. That was last year. And you have abuse allegations with Savvy. And unlike Queen, all these girls are dropping receipts. They're dropping their bruises. So were you still young and insecure when you did that to Savvy? These are just honest questions. You know what I'm saying? I applaud the baby steps. You finally took ownership for one circumstance. But you got 3 strikes on the board, my friend. So even though you addressed and took ownership for what you did to Queen, the negative here is that you still didn't apologize. You apologized to your mom, which was justified. You should have apologized to your mom, because I refuse to believe that your mom raised you that way to put your hands on women. So your actions are not reflecting the values that she tried to instill into you. Now, if I'm wrong and your mom just didn't give a shit and let you run wild, that's not for me to know. That's your personal story. If you want to tell it, tell it. But most mothers, especially, we know as African American people how African American mothers are about their sons. She did not raise you to be putting your hands on women, so you did owe her an apology for having to see stories about you putting hands on women and the things that you're doing. Point number 2 in the reel. Did you ever stop and think that the fact that you're popping perks like they're candy could be altering your mood? Now, I know how you like to deflect, so let me stop that before you even start. We all know Clarence smoked bud, smoked the breeze, but weed is legal where they are, and I believe you have to have a card for it. It's illegal in a lot of states in the country. Hell, in this election, it just became legal in New Jersey, recreational. So weed and Percocets are not the same thing. Secondly, Percocets are painkillers that are given when you have surgery, broken bones, to take the pain away. So we know you don't have those things, so you don't have a prescription for the perks that you're taking. So not only are you taking illegal drugs and doing it like it's candy, but you're doing something illegal. But the drug that you're taking is a mind-altering drug and has the ability to alter your mood. So, if you're on the path of becoming a more mature man, you gotta stop popping perks. And if you need to take a time out, I know you're scared to step away from the limelight and not be in the spotlight, but if you need to go to rehab, go to rehab. But you need to stop popping perks. Popping pills is never gonna be good. Not only, have you not seen Lil Wayne lately? Look at his hair. Look at his skin complexion. Look at his, he looked 40 years older than he is from consistent drug use. So at some point, you want to let the drugs go. Now, that brings me to point number 3. You still haven't apologized to the people who have abuse allegations to you. And you'll probably come back if you ever see this video and say you don't owe Parker an apology. But I saw your video with Jason Lee. This to show you that I don't have nothing against you, that I watched you. I watched the interview because I wanted to hear your side of the story. Let me tell you how your side of the story doesn't hold up. And maybe Jason Lee didn't want to address it, but I said I'm going to give you the real, so here's the real. In the situation with Parker, you justified hitting her because she was going crazy on you and she threw something and almost harmed your child. So you hit her. You were so shocked that you hit her that you left and went somewhere and cried. So you were so worried about your son's safety that you put your hands on a woman. But after you put your hands on the woman, you stopped being concerned about your son's safety, that you left your son in the house with the girl you just slapped to go drive off and sit somewhere and cry. That's usually how it goes. 1 and 1 equals 2. That don't add up. So your story about what happened with Parker is suspect. Now, I'm not saying that she didn't get drunk and go crazy on you, whatever, but you were in a position where you could have walked away. And if you were so concerned about your son's safety, while she was across the room talking all that junk, instead of addressing her and letting your pride take over, you pick up your son, you and your son leave. No abuse, but that didn't happen. Neither here or there. You still have not acknowledged that Savvy said that you abused her and posted receipts that you abused her. So you acknowledge one thing you did, but you're still not taking accountability. You're still not showing remorse, and you're still haven't apologized to anyone outside of your mother. And again, you should have apologized to her, because I'm hoping that she didn't raise you that way. Now, the last point that I'm going to touch on, and we're going to get out of here, is mental health. Because mental health is very important, and people don't understand how serious depression and anxiety is. So if that's what you're really going through, again, maybe you need some professional help to help you work through that. But the way you're packaging this, as a person with a discerning eye, you're manipulating us. Because to take our minds off of the fact that you just said that you abused your ex-wife, you throw into the mix that you're having suicidal thoughts and sometimes you want to end your heartbeat. Now again, I state, if that is real, 100% facts, you need to be talking to a therapist, a pastor, somebody else, a professional to help you work through that, so that you don't have to turn to the drugs that you're turning to. Because I saw the last couple of videos of you reacting and you were all over the place and you couldn't stop moving. Your slip is showing. How they said, Ray, your slip is showing. That monkey on your back is starting to show, and it's not a good look. Your sentences were incoherent. You were kind of dragging on. You were unfocused. You couldn't get your message across. And the fact that you're like, oh, I can't talk, people will understand me. You articulately broke down your version of what happened between you and Parker. But when it comes to you and Queen, now you can't talk. You have to make a song. You talking about y'all pride won't let y'all talk, so let's talk through the music. No, your actions won't let y'all talk. Because not only did you abuse her, but when she left the relationship, you trolled her for 3 years consistently. Trolled her for 3 years consistently. That's not the actions of a remorseful man. And if I was the person that was abused, I gave you a pass when you abused me. I gave you a pass when you were trolling me. Hell, I'm still giving you a pass. Because at the end of the day, I don't believe that Queen wants you canceled. One, because you're CJ's father, and I think her heart were hurt to have to explain to CJ that she's a big reason why you're in the predicament that you're in. I'm not saying that that's accurate, but I believe that's how she'll feel. But secondly, y'all is still co-parenting. And even though your incomes are not the same, you still are able to provide a decent life for your son. And if you're completely canceled and you have no revenue coming in, that would make life uncomfortable for her son. So she doesn't want you completely canceled. So she's still saving you and not saying everything. But you still haven't said, I'm sorry. Then you said in the song that you changed the circle and people affiliate you with a gang member. I remember the beginning. You want to know why I started following you and Queen? I'm gay as hell, so y'all wasn't couple goals for me. That wasn't the ideal of a couple. Not saying that your couple wasn't, you as a couple wasn't adorable. It was adorable as hell. But I'm a woman, I date women, so what y'all got going on and the man-woman things that y'all go through, me and a girl, is going to be different. There'll be some similarities, but it's different, so you weren't couple goals with me. But I'm a spiritual person. I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. And the reason why I started following y'all is because you both talked about God a lot. And so I was like, oh, shoot, a righteous black couple that are spiritually centered, that's awesome. You left the spiritual center and embraced the thug life. And you embraced the thug life, and we all know you're not a thug, Chris. You not being a thug is not a synonym for you being a punk. You may not be no punk. You may be able to hold your own, square fight, do all of that. But you are not a gangster. But you hanging around people who may identify as gangster, do gangster things, and we all know the adjective, you are the company that you keep. So if those are the type of people that you have around you, that is what people are going to assume from you. Like my grandma always told me, a wise person and a fool arguing from a distance, nobody know who the fool is. So a good person and a group of thugs hanging out from a distance, nobody know who's not the thug or who's not the gang member. So if you don't want to be affiliated as a gang member, stop affiliating with people who affiliate with gangs or want to be gangster when you're not. You came from the church, my dude. You were on the path to being a pastor. I remember that. Maybe you might want to take a pause and revisit, if not being a full-time pastor, but get back in the Word. And even if you become in a habit of trying to go back into the steps to becoming a pastor, maybe that'll help mature you. And I've seen a video you just did where you were like, well, if I'm mature, just let me be immature then. No, I can't let you be immature. Not that I can't let you, but you shouldn't want to be immature. First of all, you have a son who's mirroring how to be a man from you. If seeing Clarence hold your son make you sick, your son learning how to become a responsible man from him is going to break your goddamn heart. So no, you don't have the leeway to be immature. You have a whole child. And that's the thing that you're not getting. It's not about you anymore. It's about the child. So you're running around doing childish things, and you're a man of the word. I know this. You're spiritual. You came from the church. I know it. It even says in the Bible, the child pays for the sins of the father. So if you're running around here doing all this sinning, all you doing is leaving a trail for CJ to pay. So no, you don't get to be irresponsible. You have a child. It's time for you to put away childish things. It's time for you to think like a man, walk like a man, talk like a man, and be a responsible man for your child, for your new son. So now you got two men. But that's just my opinions, folks. Let me know your comments down in the bottom below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Let's chop it up. Let's be respectful. As I said before, make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit that like button. Visit the online store, larocca-blue-apparel.myshopify.com. Get your merch. Check out Shamika Tamika TV. You know how we do. Until next time, peace.
Prepare for launch in 3, 2, 1.
Koko Squad, it's your girl.